Hello, we are
Hello.
live.
Are we? I hope we are.
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
We have a double launch coming tomorrow. So this is a rather special stream. No?
Yeah. Yes, we do. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
good.
just unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. So it's a very special stream. We have the DLC Battle for Brooklyn, and we have a new season, Crossroads. And my name is Anna Palm. I'm new here, so I should probably introduce myself. You have met my colleague Leo, who's also pretty new to the team. So yeah, we're super happy to be on this project. It's a project with a lot of legacy.
You came just at the right time.
Yeah. You didn't fire Leo last time?
No. So for people, I was joking about that just before we went live, but last week we did a stream and I joked that Leo was fired. If Anais is here today, it's not because Leo is fired.
No, we're actually two community
Congrats,
members.
we have two com devs. Yay.
Amazing. So let's take a look at the agenda for the stream today. So we will begin with the Battle for Brooklyn. We will have a world premiere for the trailer, talk a bit about the story, the gear and skills, and announce a little contest. Then we will move on to the seasonal content, so Crossroads with story, seasonal journey, exotics, some gear, the season pass, quality of life updates, some cool events happening, and we will end with the dev diary.
Yes.
Yes. So
I think we can preface all of that, sorry, by saying that if you've been following everything, this is probably going to be a big recap of everything there is to know about what's happening tomorrow.
yeah. So Yannick will just again.
I'll just go in auto mode and just repeat the same things. But we'll see, maybe I'll add a different flavor this time.
Yeah, maybe. So let's start with the Battle for Brooklyn, the DLC. So before we get into it, we are going to watch the trailer. Enjoy.
Brooklyn. We've built something here. The bridge. Security. Community. Something worth protecting. But anything worth protecting is worth taking.
You know why we came here! Find it! And burn everything else! Repeat, the division's here! They're in the... What the? Grenade! I'm coming for you, Agent!
To save Brooklyn, the fight starts here. Security. Community. Something worth protecting. Brooklyn is our home. Without you, it'll burn.
Nice. So we're back in Brooklyn.
Fire and explosions.
So do you want to summarize the story? What are we getting into?
So at the end of the DLC, no, I shouldn't start with that. Okay. So no, the story is we're going back to Brooklyn. So everything is centered around especially one place in Brooklyn, and that is the bridge settlement. This settlement was established a while ago. And while all the events happened that we know in DC, in Manhattan with Warlords of New York, while all of those things were taking place, this settlement was established in Brooklyn and was left pretty much untouched and left alone. There was not much at stake in Brooklyn. It's not a really strategic position or anything. So they were able to thrive. And so we have a pretty independent, isolated community that exists there. But all of this changes when the cleaners come. The cleaners cross the river, come to Long Island. We've seen already some of them in the incursion. But now they are actually coming with overwhelming force into Brooklyn, really intent on taking it over and burning it to the ground. So this is your duty now as an agent to go there and to answer the call to make sure that you're saving the civilians. As you do that, you're going to meet a bunch of people. Some of them you know, some of them you don't, and try to save them, but also try to understand a bit what is going on here. Why are the cleaners coming here? What are they after? Why are they coming with so much force and so many of them basically, and who is leading them? So there's a bunch of small mysteries to uncover there, but ultimately, and first and foremost, you're here to save people, to save the settlement.
So, as you mentioned, we're back in Brooklyn. This was the starting point in the first division.
Yes.
How did you work with the nostalgic elements?
Well, I think Brooklyn is a great opportunity for us, and that's really the one thing that clicked when we started talking about making a DLC, making a new piece of world, and where would we go. Brooklyn made so much sense because it's this convergence of the past and the future for us. Because, as you said, the Brooklyn is where everything began. If you played Division 1, this is where your adventure started. This is where you created your character. These were the first streets that you went through. This is where you met Feilau. So there's a lot of history there. Even the very first trailer, the reveal trailer of the Division in 2013 was also in Brooklyn. But on the other hand, it's also an opportunity for us to show how the world has changed, how the world of the Division has changed and it has evolved. So it's really the convergence of those two things. And we really wanted to make sure by building Brooklyn that we would take the time to put as many references as possible to the original Brooklyn that you may know from Division 1. We wanted to make sure that you can recognize those spaces, that you can find some of those anecdotes and some of those Easter eggs that are referring to events that happened. But once again, always making sure that we add a layer of transformation on things, because I mean, obviously, many months in our story, many months happened between the events of Division 1 and the events of Battle for Brooklyn. So we wanted to make sure that this also transpires as you play the DLC. You're going to find familiarity and similarities, but also a world that has completely transformed.
So next up, we're gonna take a closer look at the environments by looking at the settlements, starting with Dumbo. We have some purple flame going on.
Yeah, so we have two name zones in the DLC, as you know. One is Dumbo and the other one is Brooklyn Heights. And Dumbo is actually the one that contains the Division 1 streets as well, but not just. It's bigger than that. This is also where you're going to be starting your fight against the cleaners. So you will see more cleaners activity and more cleaners destruction in that name zone, because this is where the attack comes from. But we really wanted to make sure that when we worked on those name zones, we give each one of them as much identity as we can. So they really have kind of a different setting, a different story, a different purpose, even in the way they're being used by the civilians of the bridge settlement. They serve different purposes. And we're also, even though our map is smaller, what we wanted to do is make sure we have density. So as you run in the streets, you will see a lot of course, your usual activities that you can expect from the open world, but also a lot of opportunities for exploration, for discovery, and even some verticality with some rooftops that are available and things like that. So we really wanted to make sure that every space in this map is utilized, and then there is opportunities for surprises everywhere.
Nice. And this is the Brooklyn Heights.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. And now we're at the settlement. So this is the settlement. This is the bridge settlement. So that's the one I talked about. This is where the civilian community lives and has thrived. One thing that is a bit different tonally is that we wanted to show a community that has, as I said at the beginning, that has been left alone, that has been able to rebuild a bit more, to actually really take control of the space. So you will find when you arrive a settlement that is already well established, that is well defended, that is guarded. As you venture the streets around the settlement, you will also see But the civilians have done a pretty good job at cleaning up the streets, at removing some of all the clutter and some of the dangers that you would usually have. But of course, as you go further and further in the streets and further away from the settlement, things start to change. And similarly to the Division 2 campaign, this settlement will evolve as you progress. So the settlement itself will have visual upgrades. You see that here. And there's also smaller upgrades within the settlement that are tied to your progression. So you're going to see this space develop and thrive even more as you play the story.
That's really cool. We have a picture here of the map as well to see the regions.
Yes.
Spaced out. So how much of this would you say would be Brooklyn from Division 1?
Well, I think basically, the space between the two bridges is where the tutorial of Division 1 took place. So we have a bigger map here. But as I said, again, it's a map that is dense, that has a lot. And as you can see, we have 4 world missions that are directly on the map and 3 main missions that are outside the map. And some of the reason behind that is we wanted to offer a good mix of seamless continuity and being able to jump into a mission from the streets of Brooklyn directly. So you get the mission from the NPCs, you go to the mission, you can run to the mission and have all the things that happen in the open world that come in your way as well. So there's opportunities for distraction and exploration. But making the main missions off-site and separate also gives us an opportunity to have missions that are that also have a very strong thematic, that have maybe a different tone or a different angle. So that was one opportunity for us to make those missions, the main missions off-site, is really to also be able to have something that can disconnect a bit and kind of breaks the routine of what you're going to get used to as you venture the streets. So we have that mix of both. And once again, we've said that already, but as a reminder, the world missions and the difference also in world missions and main missions is main missions, that it's the same. You should expect the same as main missions in the Division 2. World missions, it's a new thing. It's about the size of a side mission. It's a bit bigger than a side mission, I would say, but just slightly bigger. But the big difference is that they're replayable. They're fully replayable, and you can also change the difficulty settings on them. So they will adapt to the difficulty setting or to your global difficulty in the world, and you can replay them as much as you want. So even once you finish the campaign, you will be able to replay them, and that becomes a very quick bite-size content that you can replay for very short sessions. So also an actual faster way to rewards.
So the cleaners will be a big threat here, and they are equipped with the purple flame. So the purple flame might already be familiar to some of you. It showed up during Paradise Lost incursion, but in Battle for Brooklyn it's even more dangerous because it doesn't just burn. It takes damage. You'll take damage up front, but then it keeps eating away at your armor even after the flames die down. So this lingering effect is called corrosion. And it can hit hard if you're not ready. So how do you work with this? How do you approach this? Do you have any tips to the players?
Well, kill them before they kill you.
Yeah.
But no, it's we wanted even though we're reusing existing factions, we wanted to give the cleaners especially a different taste. And the idea to build on the purple flame that was introduced with the incursion was very interesting because in the incursion the purple flame you see is it's basically a stronger fire, and we wanted something that had a bit of a different taste. So the idea of the corrosion came in, and what's interesting with the corrosion is that it encourages quick encounters, which kind of plays into a more tactical approach of like looking at the NPCs. I realize I said tactical approach and you see just fire everywhere and explosions, but I guarantee there's tactical gameplay here. But it's really about trying to make sure that you get rid of the threats as fast as you can, because the longer the combat is going to last, the more and more your armor is going to be eaten by corrosion. And what that means is basically you can no longer replenish beyond whatever is the corrosion level. So the more corrosion, the less max armor you have. And that takes a while to replenish. It's not just, combat is over and then it's back. No, it takes some time to come back. So even if you actually rush combat after combat, those effects can eventually stack. So it's really about the kind of the speed of the encounter and trying to make sure that you don't drag the combat for too long.
And there's something else that can help if we move on. Smooth transition.
Yeah.
To the
that beautiful face.
That's beautiful face. So we have the Catalyst. It's a new mask that you that can help counter the cleaner's attack.
Yeah. Yes. So this is a new exotic. This is the new exotic that is exclusive to the Battle for Brooklyn DLC. And that mask is very much, centered on the status effect gameplay. So the idea here is that this is actually when you're in a status effect or when you're under status effect, you will get bonuses. It's also kind of protecting you in a way from fire, or it's diminishing the effect of fire that on you. So it's really, really meant to be used against cleaners, but it can be used against everything. It's also going to reward when you use status effects. So it's really about fighting fire with fire in a way.
And it looks really cool.
Yeah, exactly. And speaking of fire, you can even see the effect on it. And once again, our team of artists had a lot of fun with this one because, as you can see, it has this kind of fire element on it, and these light up depending on the speed of your character. So the faster you run, the more light, or the more it's going to burn.
And we actually seen a lot in the community, people asking for more hazard protection. So we see you. We see you.
It's going to be interesting to see. And just to answer, I'm sure, the question that will come on how do you get it? You get that one by playing the DLC. It's not a guaranteed chance, so you will have to be lucky and get it. But of course, as you increase in difficulty, you increase your chances to get it, as everything else. But that's a drop from the final mission of the DLC.
We have another comeback, the smart cover.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! It's coming back. So it's a remake of the beloved version for the first game. So a very versatile skill that can be used both in PvE and PvP. And when activated, players will deploy a projectile that sticks to surfaces, so either the ground or the wall. And this will create a radius. And inside this area, all agents with cover become reinforced. So how do you... I covered it all?
You covered it all? No, so yeah, I mean, we, once again, this is going back to Brooklyn and kind of scratching a bit at the memory of Division 1. The idea of making a new skill for the DLC was pretty obvious. We wanted to once you've consumed the story of the DLC, we wanted to make sure we leave you with also kind of a gameplay memory. Or a gameplay element that then is available in the rest of the game. So the skill made a lot of sense. And of all the Division 1 skills, well, some of them, a bunch of them made it to Division 2, and some of them didn't. But the idea of bringing back smart cover was very interesting because I think that's a skill that adds a lot of interesting dynamic for group play. And I talked about the tactical approach with the cleaners, and I think smart cover also encourages tactical play to really make sure you flag specific covers and you help the rest of your team, and it's also having two variants gives you some choice between offensive and defensive. So yeah, it's just I'm excited to see it come back. I was here in the old days of smart cover in Division 1, so it's going to be interesting to see how relevant that one becomes to other type of contents in the rest of the game. But yeah, it's going to be fun. And this one you get also through just through progression. So this one is not a drop chance. This one is guaranteed. At a certain point, as you progress through the DLC and the campaign, you will unlock it.
Nice. I heard it's kind of crucial for the end boss. So.
Well, it will help for sure.
Yeah, gotta practice.
Yes.
So if you want to pick up the DLC, you have a couple of options. First off, if you do not own the game or if you want to recommend it to someone, The DLC will be included in the new Gold Edition and Ultimate Edition. And we got questions before, like, what's the new Gold Edition? So it's the one that dropped last month. So yeah, if you bought it then or forward, then it will be included. And if you do own the game, you can buy the DLC standalone for 15 euros or 14.99. And the deluxe edition will include this cool canvas outfit and canvas weapon skin, and that's yours for 25 or 24.99 even.
You have to be precise.
Yeah. And it will also include a level 40 boost.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's something that's interesting, especially for people that may be interested in joining now with the Battle for Brooklyn DLC, is that even though the DLC is made for level 40 and it starts at level 40, you can directly boost to level 40. So you can be a new player and directly jump into the DLC. There's going to be some catching up to do. There's tutorials that we are trying to explain you the basics, but clearly there's going to be a lot to learn, but it is possible. It is fully intended to be playable by a new player as well.
And on community side, we got a contest coming up. So we have a treasure hunt that's going to take off in June, where we want you to find cool spots in Brooklyn. So stay tuned on our social for the exact dates and the hints on what to find. We will also, as usual, drop the fan kit with launch. So if you're a content creator and want to use some official assets, you should check that out. So moving on to our new season, which also launches tomorrow, we have Crossroads.
Yes.
Yes. So do you want to cover how the story ended last season and what we're getting ourselves into?
Sure. This is going to be spoiler territory. I hope you have finished season 3 by now. And if you haven't, well, you have less than 24 hours to do that. And if you haven't, well, block your ears now or mute because I'm about to spoil it. But as you know, if you've played the season, so Burden of Truth ends with the comeback of Kelso. Kelso comes back to the White House on a mission, and her mission was one to take down the Black Tusk asset, which was Dr. Summers, and wake up Schaefer. So Schaefer wakes up from his coma finally after a few years of seasons for us and just a few months for them. But so this is where Crossroads begins. So it is, the DLC and the season are two different stories, and you can play them in whichever order. In our timeline, they take place more or less at the same time. So you can answer both calls, but they are not directly connected. And as you go into this season, this is very much about Schaefer waking up, and Schaefer knows a lot of things because, as you know, he was part of the BTSU. The Black Tusk elite and the Black Tusk commanding force. So he knows the ins and outs of the Black Tusk operation, and especially Natalia Sokolova and her plan and what she's been working on. So for us, this is really the beginning. We are entering year 7, and this is the beginning of a new chapter where things are going to change. Stories are going to be, some elements are going to start reaching a new stage of progression. If I even dare say, some conclusions are going to be reached. And that's also the idea about Crossroads and why the season is actually called like that. It's a bit more of a high-level name for where we are at today with the game. But you have the Brooklyn DLC, you have the season, you have the connections to Division 1. We are entering really a new chapter for the Division 2. So it's, there's a lot happening now. But in that story as well, and in that season, we are going to be starting to answer a lot of questions.
Yes, so part of Crossroads, we also have the Manhunt Scouts. So released weekly with no fixed order to complete them anymore.
Yes. Sounded very excited about that. But yes, I mean, we've made a change to the Scouts, so we no longer want to force you to play them in a specific order. They will still unlock in a specific order, but if you come back later and you haven't played them, you don't have to do 1 and then 2 and then 3. You can play them in the order you want. And that leads us to the next point, which I'm directly going to go into if about the high value targets.
Yeah, go ahead.
And that's the main reason also why we're doing that, is that we no longer want to force you to play all the scouts to unlock the climax mission, because we understand that for some people, for people who can't play every week, and who want to come back when the climax is finally available, it can be quite daunting to have to do 10, 11, whatever scouts before you can do the climax. So we wanted to change that. So now what's going to happen is in this season, there will be 2 of the scouts that are actually called high-value targets. Those high-value targets, they are the only ones that are mandatory to unlock the climax mission. So you will only need to do those 2 when the climax mission unlocks. You will only need to have done those 2 to play the climax mission. So if you come back at the end when the climax mission unlocks, you just need to catch up with those 2. If you're doing all the scouts every week, don't worry, you will be rewarded and you will get more for your time, and also in terms of story, you're gonna get more, more story and more rewards. But it is no longer mandatory. It's an optional activity that you can do just the same as everything else.
And you mentioned the climax mission. So if you finish that on master difficulty, you have a guaranteed drop of the Tinkerer exotic mask.
Another beautiful face.
Another beautiful face. And if you do it on lower difficulty, there's still a drop chance, but the harder difficulty and then master, you're guaranteed it. So what's cool about this mask?
Well, what's cool is that, and that's the kind of the theme throughout a lot of the gear that we've done in this season. It's kind of a callback to Division 1. Because this one is based on the Alpha Bridge mechanic that we had in Division 1, which is allowing you to combine 2 weapons and to combine the talents of 2 weapons. So when you have this mask equipped, you're going to be able to, or like the talents of your primary and secondary weapons will be applied to your primary weapon. So that's really, it's going to be very interesting to see what kind of combinations people can come up with, because that's going to allow you to make mechanics and combos that were not available until now. So that's going to be a very interesting one. I think based from the PTS, we've seen already a lot of ideas and the min-maxers and the build makers have already been working a lot on that one. So I think it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. So seasonal journey, as you talked a bit about with the Manhunt Scouts, we're continuing this, like giving more flexibility to how you play. So this season, after completing mission number 3, the following missions 4, 5, and 6 will unlock at the same time, and you can complete them any order you want to. Yes,
so that's the same. Yeah, it's we want to move a bit away from the very strict structure that we've had until now. We want to open it up and give you a bit more choice. And here the idea is that since already last season with Burden of Truth, we already made a change where we connected the modifiers to the season journey, and we are leaning even more into that now. But the few changes we're making is that we're putting passive modifiers as unlocks on specific objectives in missions, so you can really target those if you want. You don't have to do the whole mission. You can target specific objectives to unlock the passive modifiers. And then the active modifiers are assigned to as rewards to those missions. So 4, 5, 6 are the missions that are going to give you the active modifiers that are based on the 3 attributes. Firearms, stamina, and electronics. So if you really want to unlock the active modifier of one of those attributes first, you can directly do that mission and unlock that one. Once you do all 3 of them, then you unlock, not even all 3 of them, I think there's a threshold where then you unlock mission number 7. But yeah, once again, you can complete all of them, of course, but you don't have to do them in order. You do them in the order you want, based on what's your gameplay preference.
Yes, so you touched on modifiers. So the global modifier this season is called Hardcore. And if you play the Division 1, the attributes just mentioned will sound familiar. So the firearms, stamina, and electronics. And this time around, they return as core attributes.
Yeah, So the way it works is that we've brought back this idea of the 3 attributes from Division 1 again to play around with. So you have red, blue, yellow, firearm, stamina, and electronics. And here the way it works is as you take down NPCs, you're going to be increasing a gauge. You see it on the left here next to the ammo count. You have a red one, a blue one, and a yellow one. And as those go up, you're going to get bonuses. So it's a bit similar to what we've had this season with Rogue Momentum, but the big difference here, there's 2 big differences. First, you don't necessarily have time pressure. Those don't go down over time, so you just keep building up. It becomes a currency that you can consume. And what you consume it for is for the active modifiers. And the active modifiers here are really built around the memory of the links, and so the ultimate abilities you had in Division 1. If you remember, you had 3 of them, and these were real kind of like moments where you could trigger your link, you could trigger your ult, and then suddenly the fight would turn around completely. And we wanted this season to really be about that. So even though this is filling a gauge to get bonuses, the real fun here is about managing the economy to get your links up as much as possible, because when you get them up is when the real fun begins. So that's it sounds a bit familiar to Rogue Momentum we've had in Burden of Truth, but it's actually quite different, and but it is inspired by the way it worked in Division 1.
And the passive modifiers are now unlocked through specific objectives, not just by finishing a mission. And active modifiers are tied to how many objectives you complete overall. The Broken Link active modifier is also available right from the start, so as soon as you jump into the season, you can play around with that.
Yeah, you will get 1 active. I think we have 5 active modifiers this season. Am I saying something wrong? Or 4? We have more than usual. And yes, there's 1 you get directly from the season start, and the other ones, as I said, will be unlocked through the mission, the season journey.
Do you want to take a look at what the season has to offer with exotics?
Yes.
Yes. Please say yes.
Say yes. Please say yes.
So first off, we have the return of another familiar face.
Yeah.
So this is in the form of the exotic RPK-74. So you might remember the pecan.
Yes.
If you do, make some chat in the noise in the chat.
Yeah. So the pecan is coming back. There's a few items we've been playing around and bringing back from the first game, and the idea of the pecan was a fun one because it was a fun gun to play with in the first game, and this one we've been able to actually bring it back in a very similar fashion. So mechanically, it is very close to what it used to be in the Division 1. Visually as well, we really wanted this one to really feel like an echo from the past or a memory, and really be the item you could get in the first game. So that one is going to be it's going to be interesting and a lot of fun. And the way it works is you build stacks as you take down enemies, and then on your next reload you're going to have a bigger mag. So it's going to be
nice,
allowing you to shoot longer.
We also have a new holster, so the Nimble.
Yes, and Nimble is so this one is it's not directly an exotic we took from Division 1, but it's based on the mechanic of the first game as well, where you could heal by doing cover-to-cover movement. So we took that idea and we revisited it. We worked a bit with it and came up with a whole concept for a new exotic item. So this one is also it's also going to be interesting to see how people can use cover-to-cover. It allows you to potentially kite NPCs to get more survivability. It's also very fun visually because once again the art team had some fun with that. I don't know if we will see that in those videos or not. It's actually there's a screen on the other side and it changes depending on if you're cover or out of cover or running. So it's pretty cool. See it here. See, now it's green because you're in cover, then it turns blue. So
Nice. We also have some new exotic weapon skins. So we're gonna take a look at the Nocturne, which is very pretty.
Yeah. So that's a skin for the Pacan. And yeah, as you can see, it's very orange. It's very pretty. It's Nocturne because it's
very black and gold to me.
yeah, and it emits light in the dark. And as you can see, when you turn rogue, it actually goes red.
Gorgeous. Moving on to some season gear. So first off, we have a new brand set. So this you can obtain via season pass. And it's called, I have trouble pronouncing this, Imminence Armaments. Yeah, maybe? Close enough. So this is inspired by some things in Division 1 as well.
Yeah, so it's based on the threat mechanic in Division 1. In Division 1 we had increased threat and reduced threat as a mechanic. So we wanted to play around with that and see how interesting it would be to add that to the pool of stats you can have in the game. So yeah, it's gonna be, you get a reduced threat as part of the bonuses. If I'm not saying anything stupid, I hope I'm not mixing them up now. But as part of the brand bonuses, you get reduced threat, but then the named version of it has an increased threat stat. So it's going to be up to you to see how you want to use it. Either you just use the name to increase your threat, or you use the brand to reduce your threat. And hopefully that's going to be interesting again in team dynamics and aggro management.
Next up, we have gear sets. There you go, the measured assembly. So this is actually also inspired by the Division 1 and a set that's called Final Measure.
Yeah.
And it got a one-strap backpack that we've seen requested so much. Look at
we
that.
don't see in the other piece.
Yeah, I know, but now we do.
Now we do.
Now
Yay!
we do.
Yeah, that's not the only reason why it's inspired from Division 1. Final Measure in Division 1 was a very popular set that allowed you to swallow grenades from NPCs. And this one is it's heavily revisited, so it's not swallowing grenades, but it's actually taking down skill proxies and skill elements from enemies as they enter the area of effect of your gear set. So that's kind of a negation zone around you to protect you and your friends. So once again, interesting to see how that's gonna go. And as you said, yes, one-strap backpacks. They are back. They're coming to Division 2. Not everywhere, so you can use them, but it's gonna be depending on what you wear and only with tops and chest pieces that are actually compatible with it. But don't worry, if one strap doesn't work, there's always going to be two straps. You're not going to lose your backpack. But yeah, this is I think the first piece of gear we're going to make with this. But you can expect to see more one-strap backpacks coming to the game moving forward.
Yeah, we also have a return of the Fei Lao bundle that also has a one-strap backpack.
Yes.
If you want to double up, does that make it two straps? If you have two ones.
You have two one-strap backpacks. Math.
No. So, how do you get the gear sets? It's through seasonal caches.
You play the game, you can get them.
You just play the game and you get it.
Play the game.
Cool.
It's the same with the brand set. I mean, you'd get them on the seasonal caches on the season pass, but you can also just drop them in the game directly.
Yeah. Talking about the season pass, there is some cool stuff to get from the rewards tracks. So players with the seasonal pass can gain access to the following premium tracker rewards. So 10 gear dice, 10 universal weapon skins, 2 outfits, 2 new prestige arm patches. And players can also earn 400 premium credits by progressing through the season pass on premium track. The free track will include 3 arm patches, 1 outfit, 1 exotic weapon, 1 exotic gear, 2 named weapons, 2 named gear, 1 high-end brand piece, and 1 universal weapon skin. That's a lot. Damn.
Did you rehearse that?
No, I wrote it down. I should have.
Pretty impressive. Yeah, I mean there's a lot. It's your usual pack of rewards, but it's packed with a lot, and there's a lot of new fun items to play around with. So yeah,
Look cool.
yeah. So we have some premium skins. We have some gear dice. We have a bunch of stuff.
I just listed.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm just trying to comment. I'm trying to occupy the space because there's a video.
Okay.
Look,
let's move
outfits,
on.
yay, pew pew, weapons, streets.
Should do the sound effects in game. Just hire you to sit and pew pew. Okay, quality of life updates. So progression and objectives. So the seasonal journey objectives can now be progressed while playing with the team. So previously it was only the host that got the progression, and now everybody in the team can progress in the same at the same time.
Finally.
Finally.
Gosh, Tim,
You finally
what took you so long to do that? No, it's a big change. It sounds trivial, but it was some work. But it's great. It's great that we finally managed to do that. And hopefully it's going to make playing seasons and completing journeys a bit more friendly in group, especially since we really want to promote team play a bit more this season. So yeah, that goes in that direction too.
Seasonal XP rewards for all Living World activities. Main missions and the game modes have been increased by 85%. That's generous.
Yeah, it's also very precise. Don't know why. 85. But anyway, yes, we just wanted to, to make the completion of the season pass a bit faster. We've seen some great improvements already once we've implemented more rewards or more sources for rewards with this season, but it's still not fast enough. So we've increased it. So now you're going to get more season XP by just doing whatever you want to do.
We also have some changes to the scavenging points. Can you talk us through this?
Yeah, let's talk about scavenging points again. Everybody's favorite topic. So yeah, the big change we are making this season, and once again, if you follow all the discussions, hopefully this is clear to you by now. But in any case, the big change we are making this season is that you're no longer going to be able to get scavenging points, an infinite amount of scavenging points by just creating new characters. So if you remember, the way it works is as you level up your Shade Watch and your Shade level, you get points in scavenging that you can spend, but if you create a new character, that new character starts with the same Shade level, so you have all those scavenging points again and you can spend them. What we're changing this season is that once a scavenging point is consumed, it is consumed. So even if you create a new character, you will not have that point again. The point was already consumed, so you will only get the points you get with that character, basically, or other characters, but the points that are obtained after the creation of that character. So it's only new points that you're going to get. So this is basically, think of the scavenging points as account wide now and not character wide. We are doing this because we're introducing a level 40 boost, and with a level 40 boost, that would mean that you could just basically create a level 40 character, consume points, delete, create a new character, consume points. And while we were okay to tolerate that in the past because you still had to level up your character to do that and everything, now it's reaching the point where this could be considered an exploit if we kept it that way. So we had to address it. Now, on the flip side of this, what we're doing to try to make that a bit more fun for everyone is that we are increasing the value or the rewards you're going to get for your scavenging points. So we've multiplied everything by 3, which means that you're going to get 3 times more out of 1 point compared to what you used to have. So even though you can only consume it once, you're still going to get much more out of it.
And since this is a big shift, you will also receive a one-time grant for 100% of your previous earned scavenger point.
Yes.
So these points will overwrite all the points you have. So you need to use them before the update tomorrow.
Yeah.
So spend them.
Yeah. If you have points left, go use them now, because tomorrow after the update, you will get all your points one more time, and that's it. Then we're done.
That's it.
Then you just get new points moving forward.
Yes. Moving on to onboarding. So we had, we added this last season, I believe. We're working on making it easier for new agents to, hit the ground running, understand, milestone builds is what I'm talking about. So this is designed to help new players understand the basics of the build making. So 1 milestone cash is granted for each of the following levels, so 8, 50, 25, and 35. And this is to encourage players to, play around and try different builds. And equipping the gear triggers quick explanations to highlight how pieces work together. So this is, part of a bigger plan here.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's it's very easy when you work on a live game like ours to just focus on what exists and what do we do to keep adding to the game. But I think it's very important to also think of the experience from a new player's perspective. And as our game gets older, it gets bigger, it gets better, but that means that it might get harder also for people to get into and understand everything. So we want to take a bit of time, especially now that hopefully we're going to get new players coming to the game and more new players coming to the game. We want to make sure that the experience is as welcoming as possible for them and as positive as possible. So 1/2 of that is you, be good, be nice to new people. That's not something we can code, so it's on you. But the other part that's on us is to make sure that the game is actually easier to understand. So there's going to be more changes coming, and this is us basically giving you, a heads up that throughout the season we're going to make more onboarding changes. Most of them you will not even see because if you're already level 40, that doesn't necessarily affect you. Some of them you might, and we'll talk about them when we do. Last season we've already implemented the milestone builds, as you said, which is the goal here with those were to try to start slowly introducing the gear game to players as they progress. So we introduce item combinations, we introduce the concept of a brand set, and we give an example, we give you a couple pieces of brand set and a weapon and say, hey, those things work pretty well together. You should try to equip them. And then we do the same with gear sets, and then we introduce exotics. So, as you progress, we try to explain all of those things. And as I said, throughout the season 7, it's throughout season 1, Crossroads of this year, we're going to keep doing more improvements, some small things and some bigger things as well.
Yes. Moving on to events, because there might be some reasons why more new players are coming into the game. Maybe. But we're going to start with Twitch drops. So starting tomorrow, May 27th, Twitch drops will be on. So watch your favorite content creator play The Division 2 or find a new one. Any partnered that has the drops active will grant you the rewards that you see on the screen. And we know that the previous Twitch drops had some issues, and we decided to mass grant them because we could not identify exactly who was eligible for receiving them. You're welcome to those who didn't even watch. Hopefully we won't have to do the same again. We have been looking, thoroughly at the system, and hopefully everything will run smoothly this time. And if it doesn't, please reach out. We want to hear if you have an issue so we can help solve them. Next up, summer events. So we have some new skill VFX coming in.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yes. So more customization. After the exotic skins, now we are going to start introducing new VFX for skills. So as you can see, we've had a lot of fun, maybe too much fun with some of those. But these are new elements that you're going to get to unlock by playing the summer event. You will be able to change the way your skills look, which is something that has existed in the game since the launch of the game. But we've actually never made new ones. And finally, we are able to.
That's really cool. Okay, so Shepherd XP. We have a Shepherd XP event coming up. We've seen some questions in the community on exactly how this system, the Shepherd system, works. Do you care to explain for those who uncertain?
Well, at least what I can say for this event, what's going to happen is that there's actually two things that are going to happen. And what we really wanted is, as I said earlier, I joke, but honestly, a big part of people joining the game and liking the game is the community. And we see that all the time. A lot of people, they come to us, they play the Division, and more often than not, they praise the community and the bond of friendship that all the players have together as one reason why they enjoy the game. And we really want to emphasize that. And we have a feature in the game called the Shepherd system that is, rewarding you for helping new players or helping other players. And we really wanted to push that now, especially with, again, the big influx of players we're going to get. So what we're going to do is two things. One, and that one is actually a permanent change that's going to stay in the game at least until we decide otherwise. It's that we're going to increase how many endorsements, auto endorsements you get when you use the Shepherd system. So the Shepherd system, if you remember, is basically when you help other players by using the call for backup, you get endorsements. You get automatic endorsements if you played long enough with those players. And then those players, if they had a positive experience, they can also endorse you. Those endorsements are a currency, and then as you get special milestones, you rank up in your Shepherd ranks, and you unlock rewards. So what we're going to do is, and that's the permanent change, is that the auto endorsement is multiplied by 3 now. So you will get 3 endorsements instead of 1 automatically when you use the Shepherd system. So this is meant to help you rank up faster. And then the event itself is also going to make the ranks easier to get. So I don't have the numbers in mind, which is why I'm going to be a bit cryptic, but basically the whole point is that you're going to rank up faster in Shepherd, and we are going to give you rewards, and we're also going to have projects that are going to reward you for ranking up in the Shepherd system. So it's really about use this call for backup, help out new players, those that are joining us that are struggling to learn the game, help them out, and you're going to be rewarded faster and better than you usually are.
And you might have a lot of agents calling for a backup this weekend because we have a free weekend coming up, starting on, there we go, May 29 to June. You're waiting for the
I like that you had to wait for it. You were not sure.
To June 2nd.
There's a lot of dates and a lot of things happening, so it's hard to keep track.
It is. And it will be available on PlayStation, Xbox, Ubisoft Connect, Epic, GeForce Now. And any progress that you progress, it will transfer to the game if you buy it after. So recommend the game and have a friend try it out. We will also be on Xbox Game Pass.
Why are you whispering?
I don't know.
New.
I didn't want to scream.
People know about that
losing
already.
My voice. You can be hype.
I mean, it's fantastic. It's amazing. And obviously, yes, this is the reason why. Not just that reason, but it's one of the big motivation why we are pushing community play and onboarding and all those things. There's a culmination of a bunch of stuff. We have a DLC coming, we have Game Pass, we have free weekend, we have overall some excitement. I hope for you, at least we are excited about where the game is at and where it's going. So we really want to make sure that we have all the elements to try to welcome as many new players as we can and give them a good experience.
And the handsome man we're watching here is the Xbox Game Pass perk. So for a limited time from May 29th, if you are a Game Pass subscriber, you can claim this EMS. Yes, EMS outfit.
Good idea. Know how it's called.
Yeah.
Cool. Now I know.
Now you know. Moving on, we have some community contests. So the first one ties into this new player helping out a friendly agent. So we will ask you to give your best tips in our Discord. We're gonna create a new channel, and we want you to, give all the tips and tricks. And some of you will be rewarded for your generous knowledge sharing with some very cool prizes. So check out our social to see the exact dates on when this will start. And then...
If someone can share the tips on what's the best way to get the Scorpio, thank you very much.
The Scorpio? That's what
I mean, I
new
have some idea
players
on what's
should go after.
No, that's what I want.
That's what you want.
But I still don't have it to this day. I have some ideas on how to get it, but somehow it's just not working for me. So
Yeah. This was all the topics.
I'm glad that we finished with the Scorpio. That's clearly the most important topic of all.
So yeah.
Did we cover it in 1 hour?
I think we did pretty well, actually.
Yes, I'm rudely checking my watch during a stream. So. Okay.
Yeah. So thank you so much for hanging with us, and I hope that you guys are excited to play we're excited to share what's coming tomorrow. It's both the Battle for Brooklyn DLC and the new season Crossroads. So I really hope
it's
that
unreal.
you. It's unreal.
It's just it's we've been working for so long on this moment, the DLC and the culmination of everything, and it's just to know that it's happening tomorrow is just it's really exciting and terrifying in the same time.
And when we say bye, there's actually one more thing happening it's kind of a wrap up. So if you didn't listen to Yannick or I, you can listen to Yannick again. Talk a bit more polished about what we just talked about.
The better version of me. So
and some other friendly faces, not just Yannick.
We have a wrap-up of our wrap-up stream.
I love it. Thank you so much for watching and enjoy the Dev Diary.
Thank you. Behind Sokolova's plans, as agents find themselves in a race against time and the Black Tusk. The modifiers in Crossroads gives the Division franchise fans the opportunity to peel back the years with modifiers incorporating elements similar to the Division's